What do you think would happen if I just yanked that as hard as I can? Wow! Let's do it again. Whee! How your fingers?
Ow!
We are back on site this morning, and we're still working on this deck framing because it's a huge deck. It's, I think, 108 feet if you count the total lineal footage of the deck. It's as much deck, I think, as the inside of the house, and it's way up in the air. So anyways, we're still working on it. So let's get it done.
Jamie said that he thinks this is the longest deck that you guys have ever built.
Like longest?
Longest.
Lengthwise?
Yeah.
Or longest, it's taking the longest? Maybe both.
Probably both.
Yeah, I would say so. Just for reference, it's going to take us longer to frame these decks than it did to frame all of the walls and the roof. So if you're going to build something, don't forget to price the decks. That's all I got to say. It seems like, oh, it's just a deck. But there's as much work in this as the house. And that's not including putting the decking and the rails and the screens and the roof over that end and this end. Seriously, we're going to spend more time on decks.
40,000 on this when you forgot the price of decks.
Yeah. Seriously, people are like, oh, what's the price per square foot on your house? I'm like, well, it depends how many crazy decks you have on the house, for one thing. I'm notching a few of these with the oscillating tool to make it sit down level. We mentioned it in the previous video, but the difference in dimension of some of this lumber when it's wet is extreme, and it's making it hard for us to get everything perfect. Let's try it.
I had an idea, Eric.
Yeah?
Do you think we should do any bridges on this?
Well, I think what we're gonna have to do is a bunch of planing.
Yeah.
Just sighten down this so that the boards don't look like they're going down a roller coaster. That's good. I'm thinking if we pull a string and then do like the old like woodworking trick with the pencil, like just on all the tops that need planed, plane all those areas, and then check it again. And then if it needs again, pencil them again just to get it.
Hey, Eric.
You good?
Hey.
Good.
What a guy. All right, I'm good, clear. We were just looking, and this joist is like a fingernail low, so a good trick to fix that without cutting it loose is take a big structural screw like that and drive it up. Boom. Now, she's flush, ready for hanger. Nice job.
Thanks. See, I did that on purpose. I left it down a little bit just because I want to leave you in some content there for your channel.
I appreciate that.
Dude, I'm always.
Should I check the rest of them? Before we start girdering this section, we're just rechecking all the posts. They're braced, but I mean, it's like,
You never
it's
know.
craziness. And we'll check the alignment again with the string line out to that post. That's what you're going to really notice more than anything is just the straightness of the band on the edge.
Yeah.
We may have to cut these loose and tip them,
That way.
micro adjust them. We'll probably have to go inside because all these braces. Weirdly enough, our wall is the same thickness as our post because these are 8x8s. They're all like 7.5, 7.5/8. We're just going to plane across everything to here. So it looks like we need to come in about a quarter on this one.
Pretty much nutty right there, yeah.
Yeah, so bring them in.
Yeah.
We're choosing alignment versus plumb on the post, potentially. The post could be out that way a little, but even if we align them and it's in a little, we're gonna choose straight band over perfectly plumb post. And we may be able to bump the post bases slightly, but probably not because they're bolted double with 5/8 huge nuts. Oh, too much. Yep. we are done on this section, but we left several of these joists off because we realized after sticking it in there that there's no way we're gonna be able to hammer the nails in the hanger that's gotta go around this triple girder. We left that one off as well for the same reason. And that's something that we've made the mistake of doing before, putting a joist in the way, and then you have no way to get those nails in very easily.
We're about to frame the last section of the deck here, and it has a little bit of something special to it. We had to build a retaining wall right here because the homeowner wanted a very low step. We're gonna actually bring the grade up pretty high on this so that you step right off the grade onto the deck without any wooden steps. Now what we're gonna do is bolt down a piece of pressure treated plate to the top of this block wall that the top of it will align flush with the top of our band right there. We're also going to bolt another pressure treated band on the inside of the block wall, which will allow us to butt our joists in and use joist hangers where it goes to the wood instead of having to try to put joist hangers straight to the block, which I'm sure you could, and that'd be fine too, but I think there'd be more struggle involved in that. And finally, we'll apply our Envision decking here to the top of this, which will hang off about 1 inch. And you can see right here the edge of this piece of pressure treated. We don't really want that to be seen in the finish, so we'll take a piece of decking and rip it down about 2 inches wide and about 1/2 of an inch thick, and we'll screw it to the edge of this, covering the pressure treated and the joint between these two materials here. I think it'll give it a nice sleek finish and allow the homeowner to really put dirt or gravel all the way up to the decking, basically without anything coming in contact with the wood.
You could ride your mountain bike right in your house.
You sure could. Better have some brakes or you'll be off the other end.
I gotta talk to Sarah. We're building a new deck.
I'm not gonna say this is an approved use of this product, but Through the Roof is a very similar product to my favorite substance, Lexel. All right, it's just that I have this in a large quantity here, and I think it actually has UV inhibitors for use where it's exposed to the elements, where you could patch up your roof or anything like that. But I just have a gallon of it. I'm gonna use it underneath of this pressure treated plate to help stick it to the top of the concrete and to keep it from ever moving, or it actually can help prevent this board from cupping. And if it's like Lexel in the sense that you can apply it to a wet surface, the pressure treated wood is wet, but I believe it will stick just fine.
We went ahead and pre-drilled these holes that our TapCon screws are going to go into, because the masonry bit, if you wait and do it later once it's applied to the concrete surface, does not drill through wood very well. If you use a wood bit and hits the concrete, it's instantly dull. It smells like the Sashco lab out here.
It does. I'm having flashbacks of hanging out with Nate and the gang. What's up, Paul? He let me wear his lab coat.
Probably burn it after he got it back.
Perfect.
It looks good too.
I mean, you know, I could wear a red one to go out.
We've got our band board installed here, and I just put this on here. It looks like a little diving board. The reason is these girders coming in here don't have anything to sit on yet. There's gonna be like a giant metal hanger that we don't have here. So for now, we're just gonna screw them through the top with some good structural screws. We could put a temp leg, but then the temp leg will be exactly in the way of putting the hanger on there. Today's video is brought to you by Cooper Lighting and their Halo Quick Link system for low voltage LED recessed lighting. And just a side note, I've used a lot of these lights and they're great for remodels, but everybody's using them in new construction now as well, because you can mount them in a ceiling that doesn't have like an 8 or 10 inch cavity above the wall surface. You have more flexibility around framing, and they're just less money when it comes down to all the labor and everything else, and they look great. The Halo system comes with one driver that can power up to 13 fixtures. I think 4 come in a standard box. That means for most rooms that exist in houses, you only have to do one connection with your 14 gauge wire that takes more time, and the rest is all the low voltage. You can also get them in 4-inch and 6-inch, and they come in a variety of mounting types, so you can work with different ceiling surfaces and different situations that you might have. You can also select between 5 color temperatures, which is really nice. For personal preference, I'm more of the 2700K. Neighbor Tommy, I can see in his house at night, he's like 5000K white light. This is a pretty easy side-by-side demonstration here of conventional running your 14 gauge to a driver for each light versus having the quick link system, much faster and easier. And personally, I'm a really huge fan of recessed lighting in every room of the house so that if you really need to light it up, you have the option, even in a bedroom, like when you're cleaning or you're trying to find something, it's really nice to be able to light it up, and it's really easier to install during the construction phase, not figuring that out later. So if you're looking to do some recessed lighting, I'd really recommend Cooper Lighting and the Halo system. There's a link down in our video description that'll get you that information. And we thank you, Cooper Lighting, for sponsoring our video. Let's get back to work. That's a wrap on the girders, except from there to there on the outside ply. Jamie wanted 1 board instead of 2 shorties.
I'll have to go buy one, but I think it's worth waiting and just getting the right one.
Yeah, that would look a little scrappy on the front of the house.
Yeah, a little too many pieces there.
Little shorties drinking 40s. That's a 90s rap song, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
You are the whitest guy I've ever met in my entire life.
What if we put a double hanger on it now and then put the 3rd ply on so you don't see the hanger later?
I think that's
It
a
has the
brilliant
same
idea.
number of fasteners.
I kind of wish I could have thought of something that brilliant.
I think he should make something like John said. He should make just a big, like silver, black, big, huge L bracket just out of metal, and that just goes like that and holds it up. It would look sleek. It'd look nice, and you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Do you have a double hanger? Here?
I got one coming on the truck.
Double hanger all day. So Jono realized the other day that these squares, the Squeejig brand, that's 1.5 inches. And so in your marking layout, that's pretty nice. You get a little tick mark for both. Thing is, you got to start by putting the X in the correct location. He's so mad.
Get away from me.
Number! We're losing our cut guy. I imagine there was gonna be more space under here. I was telling Ramel, like, you should park your mountain bikes and your lawnmower, you know? But I guess you could.
How you could?
Yeah.
Yeah. If we
Just
wouldn't
don't
put so
stand
much
up.
dirt in there-
Yeah, if I had that at my house, Sarah would never know how many mountain bikes I really owned.
Why is that shed thing always locked? Don't worry, honey. None of your business. Just gotta get some short friends. Hey, Bill, you want to come over? Sure. Hey, while you're here, you mind grabbing my bike underneath there?
Now that we're done framing this deck, we get to put on the hangers that we missed. Ooh. Then put on the joists that we skipped. Then we gotta trim all of the 60 foot of the front of that thing straight, cut every one of them, install the band board. Then we gotta do the ledger locks and all the rest of the 100 foot of bands we didn't do it on yet.
And don't forget the bridging at 5 foot.
Oh,
That's
and
bad.
we gotta do all of the bracing, permanent bracing.
Oh man!
And then take down all of the scaffold bracing and other bracing that we put up over the last 2 days.
And then?
Yeah, there's always and then next. What's it?
No
Never
and
ends.
No and then. Well, I'm drilling these out a little bit extra large for the tap cons.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm drilling these so that you can put them straight in because you can't toe into the concrete.
Yeah, the mason. Okay. Ray's going to town on these ledger lock screws. And he said his drill is getting hot.
Oh yeah.
I need your drill.
Jason and I are gonna pull off the house, make some marks and snap a chalk line on this front edge, and then cut off all these joists in place to make a straight line for the band to go on. I got a fresh battery, so 10 feet minus the sheathing minus the band, 10 feet minus 2.5. I've left this in my truck in the rain, so things are a little rusty.
Yo, why'd you ask for that and walk away?
Yeah, Big 12 would be good. Of course, I don't know if I'll be able to see the bottom anyway. Oh yeah, that's a piece of cake. Okay. You want to put this front band on? Or are you busy? I see you! Yeah, putting this front band on is not gonna be fun at all. Jason and Ray are installing this bridging, alternating on the chalk line so they nail straight in. They're also screaming like crazy about something. What's going on?
Just a couple shanks over here.
Oh. I mean, those weren't the bad ones.
Somehow he had one come out over here.
Nice.
I like dinosaurs. They call me Shankalotopus. I ain't gonna lie, as much of a pain it was, this deck is awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, you're like
wow.
in the trees, bro.
Yeah.
It's like a tree house.
It is awesome.
That is awesome.
You really do feel like you're in a treehouse.
Seriously. Cats are gonna love it.
That is it for our video today. Thanks for building with us. Hope you enjoyed the video. We will finish this deck someday. It does get done. I know it's been a long, drawn-out process. Another quick reminder, if you're interested in the Perkins Builder Belt at perkinsbuilderbelt.com, right now, before Halloween or until Halloween, you get a free Perkins Builder Brothers foam front trucker hat. They're awesome. That's free if you buy the belt. No promo code needed. And if I look tired, it's because I am. It's about 10 o'clock at night. I'm still editing this video, and my wife's been out of town for a week. So I've had all three boys coaching basketball, going to soccer games, going to school early, school functions, homework. I'm beat. Thank you, honey, for everything you do. I appreciate it.